roll that we started off with. And so my scissor case will coordinate with my project roll when it's finished. I'm using the same threads and the same flowers for both pieces on the linen. So your kit, I hope you have your instructions. Does everybody have an instruction sheet?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The people online don't.
The instruction sheets will be with your kit.
Kathy, we didn't get them sent to us this time. So we're at a little disadvantage here.
Okay. They will be with your kit when they either get sent by mail or brought to convention.
Okay.
Convention for me.
That's Dawn?
Dawn, I'm not
Terry.
going, Dawn has to have her sent, or you can email directions, however you want to do it.
Terry will be at convention.
Okay.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Kathy.
We have a big thank you to Susie Gay. I took Susie's silk ribbon scissor, reticule purse class last summer. And she had a scissor case as part of the kit. And we've been given permission by Susie to use her pattern for our scissor keeper, our scissor case. So you have a printed copy of the scissor case pattern, and note where the designs go and the direction for your design for your embroidery, because this is going to fold up and fold down. So my class from Susie is not completely finished, but the embroidery is. So the two pieces are together with the silk ribbon was embroidered, and the two pieces of silk are together. You're going to use a piece of linen that was left from the Project Keeper kits. And I've included a piece of batting. You're going to provide your own lining piece like you did for your Project Keeper so that they match, they coordinate. And there's a piece of faux leather that you have in your kit, and that's so that the points of your scissors don't come through your kit, your linen in the scissor case. You also have 2 sets of snaps and about 2 yards of number 12 ecru pearl cotton. The first thing you're going to do is to transfer the pattern onto the linen so that you can mark where your embroidery is going to go. The embroidery on your flap is going to face down towards the back of the scissor case, which seems unusual, but you're going to turn the design for the bottom part of your scissor case faces down. Okay. So this is the top part, and this would be the bottom. Okay. After you've done your embroidery, then you're going to cut out the linen and the batting where you're going to stack them. The linen piece with your embroidery face up towards you. Your lining fabric, which is the same lining from your Project Keeper, goes face down on top of the embroidery to create the sandwich. the batting goes on top of your lining fabric. And you need to mark on your batting the fold line across the middle of the scissor case so that you can line up your faux leather on that line. Then you're going to follow the stitching line on your sewing machine. You've got all this pinned together. Stitch it up and across the flap and down, leaving an opening on one side so that you can turn the whole thing inside out. And when you turn it inside out, it's going to be like this. Two sides together. At that point, after you've braided all the seams, you need to trim off the batting, because if you don't get it trimmed right down to the sewing machine thread, you're never going to get this thing to turn through. It's a tight turn. And once you turn it, you slip stitch or using the ladder stitch, you close up the opening along the edge invisibly for this part. And at that point, you can fold your bottom part up and pin, leave the top open up. And with your pearl cotton, you're going to go in and do a buttonhole stitch all the way around. I actually, on mine that I've finished, I buttonhole stitched across the top of the flap and then down to close the side and tied it off. And then I started again on the other end and came up and around and across the top of the flap so that the buttonhole stitch created a little lacy edge to the whole scissor case. At that point, these have become sandwiched together and it's all closed. And the scissor case does not stay closed without some help once you have the batting and all of these fabrics together. And that's why you have the two little snaps, and you'll put them one on either side close to the edges so that you don't get the dog-eared flaps. Okay.
Question.
Yes.
When you put the fabric together, the layering fabric, you put the pattern on top of that? Or
To cut it out.
you cut it
Yes.
out? You do the seam allowance? How much seam allowance?
There is a seam allowance and it's marked on here as 3/8 of an inch.
In addition to the black line?
No, the black line is cutting line. The seam allowance is 3/8 inside of it.
Included.
Okay, it's
Included.
included, okay.
The wonderful thing is the pattern actually says that on it. And it tells you how many to cut out, cut two, and one of the interfacing, we're using batting for the interfacing. And then it shows you in the dotted line section where the faux leather goes and where you cut it. Because the only way that that's attached is through the seam allowances on the sides. It's not going to be attached where the lines are, because that's sandwiched inside of the fabric.
So when you put your scissors in, it doesn't catch?
It does not. The inside is the floral fabric all the way down.
Oh, so
The
I see.
faux line, the faux
you don't see it.
leather is sandwiched in between. So you're gonna, when you turn all those layers.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that when you turn the layers, you're gonna turn the layer with the linen and the layer with with your lining fabric. Everything else is attached to your lining, so that's gotta go together into the inside. And you may need a chopstick, a purple thing, 6 of each one to get these things to turn, to be able to close up that little edge. And that's it. Any questions?
What kind of pattern did you use for the embroidery? Is there anything you liked?
Mhm,
No, she won't.
mhm. Somebody at home asked what was your choice? Your choice of embroidery, I think was from your.
Oh, my embroidery, all of my embroidery garden that's on my, or that will be finished on my project roll was all from the same book that we used last year to get the flowers from, the Diana Lampy's. Diana Lampy's, the gardens, she has 2 different books. It was whatever that book was that we used last year. I don't have it right in front of me.
Mhm.
Any other questions?
I think it would be a good idea to sew a cloth on that phone line to keep everything down.
It might be. I didn't do it, but you should be able to do that. You know what? You can't do that until after you turn it.
But would it show
It will
Because-
show.
when you close it up?
You can't turn it if you stitch across that. It won't turn. You're trying to pull everything through one hole.
Yeah.
If you stitch across that one piece, you're not gonna get it to turn. The other half is not gonna turn.
This is what I'm talking about.
When you're here, you can't sew across.
Once you're there, yes, you can.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But when you're sandwiching it all
No,
together to
not
start
when
off
you're
with,
sandwiching.
you can't
And then-
stitch it across until you've sewn it together.
No, this is light, but this
Yeah,
is
exactly.
a little thicker.
Well, that has just interfacing and this has that.
So you could stitch it right across here at that,
After you have
after it's sandwiched.
put it together,
Turn.
before after you turn it and close it,
Uh-huh.
before you do your buttonhole stitch.
Yeah. You know, I wonder if you couldn't do, twisted cord. And sandwich,
could.
put in there and.
Oh, on the edge, that'd be
Good.
beautiful.
pretty.
Yeah, yeah.
Or you can use whatever trim you used on your project roll, on your project paper. But you might,
What?
whatever the trim was that you used on your project paper. Did you use piping on it?
No, I didn't finish mine yet.
Neither have I. See?
I've got the embroidery done.
You're further along than I am.
I don't have it put together.
But that's another good idea, because I did do the piping.
You could use the piping, but if you're gonna do that, every extra layer
I
of
think
fabric,
piping would be too much, but if you.
it's
had
gonna
that
be
twisted
too
cord,
thick.
That,
If you do the
that was
piping,
mhm.
you should leave the batting in.
Oh,
Because the batting's gonna put too much, it's gonna put too much bulk, and you're not gonna be able
Okay.
to turn it.
uh-huh, gotcha.
But you could do twisted cord and stitch that with that.
Okay.
And it-
Ladies at home, do you have any questions for Kathy?
Nope, think she answered all mine.
No, I think she did a wonderful job.
Yeah,
Thank
okay.
you.
So this is gonna be on YouTube, so after I close the recording and review it, I'll send it to Lynn tomorrow and so she can get it out to everybody, the link, the YouTube link. Okay. Anything else? I can close the recording now?
I think we can close it.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Kathy.
Mhm.